All right, welcome to Tarot in White Oracle, where we get into the cloud to see what we see. This is your Taurus mirror soul reading, which is going to be all about one soul or one soul frequency in two different bodies, two different experiences. And this is all about your soul's spiritual awakening, growth, alignment within yourself, the collective rising through your higher frequency. And of course, ultimately, that can lead to union, but that can take several lifetimes. So keep real expectations. We're going to go ahead and dive into it. As I was meditating, I was hearing, come, come, come into my room. So there's energy maybe around wanting to start something again, wanting to get together. I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen here. A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. So this is the energy that is the overall advice between both of you and or the energy between you over the next 30 days. A new romantic cycle begins. Oh, and that was also my meditation. It felt like coming together. So that's also the overall energy that came out in the pre-shuffle. So interesting. Okay, so give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may be called for. It's time to start negotiating or renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes, there's a restart for you and someone else. A new relationship could be beginning. If that's the case, the chances are this will be healthy and well-balanced connection. In anything you do after pulling this energy, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or in your personal life. What else this energy is, whoever is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. Reach out to someone, let them know you care. Feel more, think less. Marriage or engagement is also a possibility in these cards. A legal matter will go your way, and pay attention to your appearance, but don't be all about appearances. So that's your beginning energy. So very beautiful start to our Tauruses. And maybe some of you are connecting to Libras. You don't have to be, but you may be, since this is a Libra energy. We also have a strong Taurus energy here. You may be connecting to another Taurus. We also have a strong Aquarius and Libra energy here again. We also have another strong Taurus energy here and another strong Earth sign here. So many of you may be connecting to another Earth sign, but doesn't have to be. Could be Aqua, Libra as well, or another sign. Those are just the ones that come up. So we do get the Page of Pentacles followed by the Knight of Swords reversed in the Divine Masculine Taurus side. So this is energy in the past of really taking time to think about what he wants in connection. Take gender as it resonates. What he wants in this commitment, this connection between you two in general. This can also be a little bit about business, finances. What are we going to do with money here? But this is really taking things seriously in terms of commitment. But the current energy, this is not steps toward it. This is more like planting the seeds, thinking about it, paying attention, showing up, being present, wanting to have those conversations, which we also got in this energy. Your person would be wanting to have conversation. The Knight of Swords reverse, though, is argumentative, right? This is a strong imbalance. It can be a little mind gamey, but a lot of times it's just arguments back and forth, disagreements. It can be as little as that, like just disagreements that we have, but to full-blown big arguments, to even mind games. So what we get for the Divine Feminine's energy, we do see that on her end, there's also this Ace of Pentacles, which is very similar to the energy he has, but it's in the reverse. So there's a sense that she is not quite ready to build something here, or she's not sure if you are. And this energy is like, I don't know what the potential will be. I don't know what this future will be. I'm not focused on right now. Maybe too much focused in the past or the future. Feeling a bit more closed off or not ready, or feeling that you are not. But in the present energy, I feel like she, again, take gender as it resonates, is more like, I'm not going to force this. I'm going to let go, trust God, let go, let God energy. And I'm just going to hang in there, do my part, and I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to let the natural course of things happen, and I'm not going to try to control whatever is going to be. And so we have a beautiful balance of scales also with the symbolism in the center. So it's like the scales are balancing between you two as well. So when we dive into blockages, so it feels like the masculine is a little bit more like on the arguey side. Like, are we getting together? What are we doing? And she's like more take it easy. Let's just see what happens. So the blockage that I see for the masculine energy is overthinking, paralysis. So not every problem needs endless analysis. So trust your instincts, your intuition, and then take action. The advice around that has to do with your broken heart, with your abandonment wound, with feeling like maybe your feminine will abandon this or doesn't want to come forward, and that feeling hurts, cuts deep, and you're overthinking it, and it's causing a paralysis perhaps in the way that you're able to figure out the best course of action forward. And so the encouragement is to really just get into, what do you instinctually feel? What does your intuition tell you? And to listen to that and to get out of your head. Because a lot of times when we're overthinking, what we're really doing is avoiding. We're thinking and thinking and thinking so that we can stay away from our feelings, stay away from what we really feel or think, stay away from the person. So a lot of times it's a defense mechanism. And when we do that, overthinking, which is sort of a flight response, can also lead to paralysis, which is like a freeze response. So it feels like the masculine can have a tendency to maybe go into those responses around fear of failure, around abandonment wounds and heartache. And so the encouragement, of course, is to, what do you really feel deep down? What does your instinct tell you? What does your intuition tell you? And to listen to that. You don't have to argue things, because what's meant for you will come for you in the right timing, in divine timing. So let's go ahead and look here. What do we get in, well, let's look at the feminine first and then we'll go there. So the feminine's blockage we have is breaking mental chains. So old belief systems can keep you stuck. Be willing to challenge and rewrite them. So this is for the next 30 days. So for the month of February, what the divine masculine and divine feminine biggest blockages are that you can take a look at, that will help you to become more aligned within yourself and therefore better for union. The advice around that, so this energy, can be very rigid in the way that you're thinking, right? It can be holding on tightly to your beliefs. So in the reverse, this is basically a repetition of this energy here, which is breaking those mental chains, those rigid thoughts that we have around our beliefs. Sometimes it can be around beliefs around ourselves, around love, around faith itself. A lot of times we develop these beliefs and they become solidified because of society, but not necessarily because it feels true to you. So look at those belief systems that are keeping you stuck and be willing to rewrite them. This is a double energy of encouragement there for her. And that might be why she is held up in moving forward, because she has old beliefs around commitment, around the stability that she can have, or around, since this is a pentacle, around the finances. Maybe there's a lot of trouble she's had in the past around finances, or situations that it didn't work out, and sorry, my card fell, where it didn't work out, either with she maybe witnessed some things with a father and mother, or girlfriend or boyfriend from the past, or even a marriage situation where financially things didn't work out and she's very hesitant around that. So this is an encouragement to remember that we live in the right now. Our past, we're not in it anymore. It doesn't exist anymore, and the future doesn't exist yet. It is created by what you do. And this is a snapshot of your energy to look at it and take in consideration. You are the owner of your ship, the direction you go, how fast, how slow. But this is to help guide you to pay attention to those blind spots as well, so that you can course correct and realign yourself. So take a look at those mental chains, the things that bind us into our old belief systems around ourselves, around commitment, around connection, around money. Really dive into that. That's the advice of the next 30 days for the feminine. What I get for the masculine is Seven of Cups in the world. This is intentions and actions. So the masculine doesn't know what to do. It looks like his intentions are, I don't know what to do. There's a lot of arguments here. I was thinking about commitment, what it means, and we're arguing about it. I have a lot of hurt. I'm going into flight and freeze states, overthinking and paralysis. I need to trust my instincts, my intuition. I'm not really sure what to do. And you're not really sure what to do because you need to trust your instincts and your intuition. And so take a pause. This energy is all about new romantic cycles beginning. It may be with this person, it may be with someone else, but there's new love fresh in the air. And in order to encourage that energy towards you, especially if it's from your mirror soul, which is what you're really wanting, then what you need to do is remember that your mind often is an ego game, and it's best used and thought of as a tool to help navigate you throughout the world, but it's not really the best tool to dive deep into what you know within your calling, what your soul is telling you. Your intuition and sometimes your instincts are better at that. And especially when you're dealing with relationships, because relationships aren't black and white, they're not logical. Your ego mind can't solve those problems. Relationships are spherical. They're more like circles. And so you need to be able to go into other aspects of what make us human, right? And animals, all animals have that. As we go into your action space, masculine, we do see the world energy. So it's like you're going to take action toward what you want. You're going to learn your lessons. You're going to graduate from high school, from college per se. You're going to put on that graduation cap. So your actions look beautiful. It's like you're not really sure what to do, but it looks like you're going to do the right thing. The energy focus for you to help you to move toward what you need to be doing for any new romantic cycle to begin to align within yourself is all about the Empress. So this is a lot of self-love, self-care, compassion, being compassionate, forgiving yourself, forgiving others. This energy can also be fun and seducing, seductive. If your divine feminine is a Taurus energy, a strong earth sign, or if your divine feminine doesn't have to be a woman, it's just your divine feminine side, could be a man with divine feminine energy. If your divine feminine feels like an Empress to you, like motherly, nurturing quality, it could be paying attention to your divine feminine as well, like paying attention to her more. This energy, though, is about nurturing and loving. And a lot of times that has to do with nurturing yourself, loving yourself, tending to, because as much as we love ourselves is as much as we can love another. So the more you learn to love yourself, the more you're going to be able to love your divine counterpart. And that's part of the lesson, right? To have that unconditional love within so that you know how to do that with others and especially with your counterpart. So let's go ahead and dive into intentions and actions on our feminine side. So we do get the Nine of Cups on her outer side and our Two of Swords reversed. So the intention feels beautiful. It's like she's not really sure what to do. She feels caught up in terms of finances or commitments, in terms of what's next, how to do life with this person, maybe too focused on the past or future. But then she gets into energy that feels more free-flowing, more like, I'm going to let things happen. I'm not going to try to control things. I'm going to try to let things go, which is exactly beautiful for this energy advice around what's blocking her in her own path, in her own way, which are those mental chains, those old belief systems that keep you stuck. But as we go into her intentions, her intention is to find that dream come true, to have that wish fulfillment, to fill her soul with happiness, her emotions with happiness. To be devoted, to this process, to her divine masculine. So the intention is beautiful. And we also see the Two of Swords in the reverse, which is also another energy that I'm happy to see, which is her coming out of duplicity, coming out of uncertainty, coming out of being caught in the crosshairs of two different ways of thought, or not really sure what to do. He's very not sure what to do, but then he gets out of that and it feels like he knows what to do, and he's going to do the right thing. He's going to go after what he wants. He's going to learn his lessons. He's going to mature and grow up. And her energy is kind of like finally making up her mind, because her mind was not made up here before. And as she's going through the process of breaking those mental chains and finally realizing she needs to be devoted to this process, she can come to her own mind about things and come out of feeling divided about what to do. And no longer question her masculine's intentions. She might have been questioning it, which was stalling her desire to move forward. What I see that the advice around her focus is the Queen of Swords reverse. So it's like, again, these are mental chains. You know, this is strong air energy, which is of the mind, which is another repeated energy above here, which is like, focus on those lies that you're telling yourself. Focus on those lies others have told you, and you've made them true within yourself, within your belief system, to dismantle those old beliefs. So that's what you need to focus on. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in to our last bit for the encouragement for the divine masculine. We do get our oracle on the pre-shuffle. Do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. So this energy, sorry, I needed to turn it to the right page at the end of our oracle reading. What we want and what we need can be two different things. And we saw that division within her here, and it's like she's coming to her mind about it. And what we need and what we want are two different things. So this is like what he wants, and he's not getting it, so he's arguing. But what he needs to do is resolve this issue so that he can also get what he wants. When this is the case, our wants and needs can differ between self-indulgence and self-care. And we were getting that energy as well down here. If you've pulled this energy, it might be time to reflect on the difference between these two things in your life of want and need. And honoring some self-indulgence is a wonderful way to connect to ourselves, especially when done mindfully. Self-care can require us to do things that might be uncomfortable, unpleasant in the moment, but will benefit us in the long run. Like example, perhaps you need to start jogging every other day. Perhaps you need to cut that chocolate out of your diet. Things that we don't necessarily want to do because we want those things, but you need to pay more attention to your self-care. So this is an energy, again, around what I got for the what you need to focus on. So the self-care advice in this energy is today, ask yourself if there's an act of beneficial self-care that you've been putting off because it isn't something you want to do, but this is your sign to do what you need to do for yourself right now. So yeah, really beautiful, interesting that it's the same energy. So it does feel like, because the oracle is about self-care, that this does feel more than about yourself rather than your divine feminine. And focusing on that love for yourself. And a lot of times it's fun stuff like, you know, candles and a hot bath. But sometimes it's that hard stuff, you know, cutting out the things in your life that you wanted, that sugar, that extra candy bar, or, you know, having to exercise, go to the gym. Or for some of you, you might be really comfortable just being alone by yourself and actually getting out there and socializing more. So this is an energy around that love that we give to ourselves, because again, we can only show up for another with as much love as we show up within ourselves. So let's go ahead and dive into the Divine Feminine's Oracle advice. We do get Sisterhood of the Rose. So beauty and devotion. Oh, we were getting that devotion energy here. Okay. Priestess, mystic, teacher. So interesting. So hers is going to be probably related to this energy over here. Let's go ahead and look. The Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses, mystics who devote their life to serving humanity, seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross-section of ancient lineage It is the path of devotion and beauty. Walking the path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and sacred geometry of life. You're being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You're being called to spend more time in nature, as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering. Spend time admiring her creations, as you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You're being called to take a little more time to both notice beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world on your own way too. This could be through your creations or in little things like how you dress to picking flowers at your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more and shift a vibration a little more that can be felt. So surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. So that's very interesting. So this is a focus on beauty and devotion. We're picking up that energy here as well. Her intent is to focus on what she wishes, what she dreams, desires, and being devoted to what's making her soul happy. So there's an extra advice around beauty, focusing on making things more beautiful around you with the way that you dress, the way that you might decorate your home, flowers, and just allowing that beauty to flow through others outside your life and within this connection. And that advice will help you to become more aligned, process your energy, so that both of you can eventually, of course, have union. But remember, this is more about your own personal growth. And as you grow, that will influence your masculine. And as your masculine grows, that will influence your feminine, as you guys are linked in this life, no matter what you do. And I know some of you try to run away from it. Some of you try to break it, but it's like you can't ever do that. And in fact, it feels more painful when you try. So the advice is to grow. All right, so this is what we got for you. And thank you so much for joining. And I will see you guys in the next 30 days, which will be at the end of February. Remember to comment, let me know what's going on in your connection, what you resonate with, and like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.